Hello everybody, I'm Pippa Clark from Bishop Fleming and I lead the technology, innovation and growth sector across the firm, and I'm joined today for our conversation by Tim Edwards of Codices Interactive. Now, Codices is a finalist in this year's Tech Southwest Awards, so Tim, welcome and many congratulations.
Thank you, Pippa.
The great news is that you were a winner last year in the startup category and you've gone from strength to strength clearly with the team, and you're now in the finalist categories for innovation and international success. So tell us a little bit about Codices and then we'll talk a bit about the awards perhaps.
Yeah, sure, and thank you. So what we do is we help creators make live interactive game shows. So if you imagine like a TV show where you have contestants on there, we build tools for online creators to be able to run interactive shows where their whole audience is a contestant. So rather than having 2 or 3 people, you'd have thousands or hundreds of thousands of people playing along. And we launched our first product called Quiz Kit, which is an extension which sits on the platform Twitch and allows creators to make shows on there. And that had now just over 3.4 million monthly players on there. So we've grown quite a lot since then, since last year. And we also work with brands. So we've worked with companies like Amazon Prime, the Premier League, and most of the big game publishers to create cool new interactive shows. And that's basically what our business is. And currently we're working on a few new products which will be coming out next year as well, which also sit outside of Twitch and really open up our markets. So that's sort of roughly what we do and what we're going to the early next year.
Excellent. And so what's the last year been like for the business? I mean, we spoke last time and we were right in the middle of lockdown. We've come through most of that and the business has obviously grown during that time. What's it been like in life inside Codices?
Yeah, it's been really interesting. I think for us, taking a step back from QuizKit, which is our first product, and working on something new over the last 10 months has been really exciting. I think for us, when we first sort of raised our first investment, we were already sort of peak COVID at that point. So we've stayed remote. We've got people all around the country now that we've been working with, which seems to be going quite well for us so far. As the restrictions have ended, we've also been meeting up quite a bit more and doing a lot more in-person meetings as well, which has been quite nice as a bit of a change. But yeah, it's been crazy. The growth through QuizKit, because I think last year we were about just over 1 million monthly active players, so it's grown about 3 times, which is really good in terms of those stats. And for us, particularly around interactive shows and this, because I think for us our vision's always been that these big interactive game shows are going to be something everyone plays for the next 3 to 5 years, and a lot of the work we've been doing has just really helped validate that. And I always hate the phase because we've been in sort of closed development now for about 8 to 9 months where we haven't shown anyone anything yet properly and allow people to play in it. So there's always that part now for this year where you're almost trying to second guess what people want, and we're using a lot of research and things to sort of decide that. But yeah, we're very excited. It's been a lot of sort of heads down sort of working this year, and I think we're very excited into the end of this year and into the beginning of next year as well. We're actually going to be announcing and launching lots of really cool stuff as well. So yeah, it's been a fun, challenging year, and everything looking forward to next year and actually talking a lot more about what we've been doing as well.
Yeah, so a lot of growth in the number of people that you've got around around the country, really, not just all in one location, I understand. Yeah. How many are you now within the team?
We are 12 people in total, I think, not including some of our boards. So if you went for a full total headcount, including people that aren't full-time employees, probably about 16 to 18 people now. So it's a lot of us. And we've also brought on quite a few new angel investors as well, and some of them they're involved in different aspects. So we've got about I think about 24, 26 now at this stage. So everything. So yeah, lots of people now involved in it, from quite a bit more than where we were at last year as well.
And a lot of that being remote onboarding during lockdown, the challenges that those bring, but equally you've managed to create a very flexible team by having to, but also I guess the nature of the business and how you behave within the business.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. I think about the challenges of remote working is there's a lot of times you can have sort of consolidated parts where a lot of people are, where you have quite a lot of power, and people sort of, when people bump into each other more in one specific location, and people outside can feel sort of a bit left out. Whereas because we are quite spread out generally, and particularly in terms of our senior management spread out as well. So we're all in different parts of the country. It means that, it keeps that sort of like open flexibleness around it. And I think for us now as well, we try and, in terms of like hierarchies and decisions, we try and sort of flatten it out as much as well. So everyone has sort of own say. As a small company, everyone has quite a bit of ownership of what they're doing as well. So yeah, trying to sort of match that culture as well with the remote working is something that we try and focus quite a bit on. And yeah, it's interesting. It's definitely always a challenge growing anything from, I think we were at 3 or 4 people last year to now we're at quite a few more. But yeah, no, it's going quite well so far, which we're very happy about.
Yeah, that's good news. And I mean, you're up for the Innovation Award, and clearly there's a lot of innovation in the products that you create and sell. But what would you say is the most innovative aspect of the business?
We do quite a lot, I think. In terms of our tech, we've been working on some really new. One of the exciting things about building new tech products as well is that you can work on a lot of cutting edge technology. So, we take a lot of principles, things like microservices, where our new products aren't just built up of one big system. It's lots of tiny systems which integrate with each other. And there's a lot of really smart, clever, sort of innovative things going around the tech we've got. In terms of, we've been looking at things like video streaming as well, where we've got sort of brand new solutions around that side. For us as well, the big thing about our next toolkit we're launching is a new way to create almost like any type of interactive show, where you can have questions, you can bring viewers on through their mobile phone cameras. And we've looked at new ways of how you can run chat rooms and things during interactive shows as well. Because if you look at how chat works, particularly on live streaming sites, it's just a big long list of words going down, and it can be very hard to see. So we've really looked to solve some of those really big problems around live interactive content at the moment. So yeah, we do quite a lot because we're in quite a new space. It's quite exciting because, and we're building new products as well. It just gives you a real big opportunity to be innovative. But yeah, I think they're probably, in terms of our product side, they're definitely the core things as well. I don't know how many. There's probably quite a few companies that are fully remote as well. But it always feels like we speak to other people around that I think our way of working and doing that can be slightly different to others as well. So yeah, lots of things going on at the moment, I think, and yeah, it's hard to pinpoint an area. Particularly, I think what we've always found really exciting is building new things and sort of challenging and trying to work out new ways, particularly for the sector we work in to work. And sometimes it goes well, sometimes it doesn't go as well. But we're very much looking forward to the stuff coming through.
That's the beauty of innovation, isn't it? Not being afraid of something that doesn't go so well and being prepared to move on from that. And you learn something from everything that you try. Yeah. So you've got an international business, and you've got customers all over the world. I think, how have you found that in terms of developing the business that you're selling internationally?
I think for us, it's always been, because we're a web-based company and we don't really have any location requirements of where we sell to or who use it. It's always sort of from day one we launched, we're always international. We've had, a lot of our customers are in France. It's probably one of our biggest users that currently use our tools. We've also got quite a lot in Germany, South Korea as well, use our tools quite a bit. And then obviously, because America just has some of the largest in terms of like live streaming and entertainment sector there. So we've got a lot of content across in the States as well. I think when I looked at it last, in terms of our distribution, we only do about 10-15% of our users are actually based in the UK. So as a result, we're always sort of massively international as well. And it's been quite interesting working with, so we work with quite a few big studios in Canada, some across the continent of Europe as well. Some clients in the US, and we also work directly with Twitch, which is arranged between working with their UK office and the US-based office as well. And it's always quite exciting. I mean, the always fun thing is obviously time zones and things as well, as you always end up meetings with our American clients or customers where we're up quite late around those. And South Korea is probably the worst one. I think we've had to stay up till sometimes when we did a big live show a bit ago with about 13,000 players, and we had to stay up. I think it kicked off at 3 a.m. and about 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. as well.
Okay, that's a killer start.
Yeah. But it's been super exciting because we've always been quite international as well, and it's good to I think be recognised for it as well as we just sort of keep on growing over the last year.
Yeah, no, that's great. And so what's next? What are your plans on the horizon for the next thing? So
we have our brand new sort of show creation product is going to be coming out, and we've got that kicking off in closed beta in December. But we're working with about 20 a sort of big influencers currently to really refine out how to make shows, and also on the viewer side, so how people watch and how people engage them. And it's our first real big play outside of Twitch, and our first new product. So we're very excited for that to come through. And yeah, we're about to close off another funding round, which will be hopefully closing off, I think, towards the end of this month now, where we're just going through the final phases of. So we're hiring a bit more of a community team as well now, and also investing quite a bit in user experience. So being able to measure, how easy people are using our tools and what we can do to improve them as well. So yeah, we've done quite a lot this year, sort of stealthily building something out, and about to shout about it, launch it all through, and just keep growing the team and move on to our new product as well, which we're super excited about.
No, sounds very exciting. And so I have to ask, just before we close, what advice would you give any business that's going through a similar phase transition as you are at the moment, moving from that startup phase to where you're really scaling things up?
I think the core things is definitely around communication across teams as well. So you sort of go from having quite a few people doing everything to being more spread out over different people. So we have our department's currently split into content, development and software, and then community, and then sort of operations. And and marketing currently sort of falls under content and that side. But as you grow, you've got to sort of get used to splitting these things out and specializing more, and making sure that you have those structures where you can share information, particularly across lots of different groups, are quite crucial. The other things that always become apparent are, when you've got more people doing things, the decisions you make tend to impact more people. So when there's 3 or 4 of us doing something, it's quite fine, and everything flows quickly. But when you have a marketing plan and a date to get something out, and then a content strategy for something through, and then a community management stuff as well, decisions, rather than being you making something and pushing through, it have to go across quite a few more different people to make sure we all stay cohesive. And I think that's probably the biggest challenge of it. But it's not the most difficult thing to do, but it does take some organization around it, which is probably the most practical thing I'd say is the core thing to focus on. Is just that openness and ease of communication.
Yes, the challenges of scaling up and making communication does come up again and again with clients, definitely. Well, good luck, and hope you do have some success in the awards. So well done again for being shortlisted in a couple of categories, especially after having won the startup last year. Look forward to seeing what the results are of those later this month. Thank you so much, Tim.
Brilliant. Thank you, Pippa.